Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is the #1 show on YouTube. That is a false statement, but we will be there one day, I promise you. With our data and our resources that we will provide you the winners on every Saturday and Sunday. Good morning and happy Saturday. I'm your host, Tom, and my co-host, Coach John. Welcome, Coach John. Good morning to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. Great day for some football, man.
Absolutely. Well, I do want to thank everyone for taking the opportunity and actually taking your time today to take a look at our video. It's actually our first video on YouTube, and if we can take a moment here and just give a thumbs up here and subscribe to the channel. All right, let's get started with the Colts and Bills, Coach Sean. So let me pull up our data sheet right now. All right, Coach Sean, we have the data sheet up now, and let's talk about the Buffalo Bills and the Colts game coming up, the 1:05 Eastern time kickoff time that we have. And current lines and totals, Coach Sean, it's minus 6.5, and total scores of 51.5, which is, it's pretty shocking to me. And, I just being a numbers guy and just looking at this dashboard, let's go ahead and take a look at the offensive rankings. So, just to kick it off, Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, their offense is very explosive. And that's not new. That's been very consistent this whole year, based on our ranking system that we generated at Stat Central. We currently have them at the 6th ranked off total yards per play ranking. And then on top of that, Josh Allen's arm is just incredible. And just what he did in the huge pickup of Stephon Diggs this year, this team is, a wrecking ball, and they have been consistent this whole year. So, offensively, for sure the Bills have the upper hand. They have the younger team. They have the spark. But on the other side, Coach John, they have Philip Rivers and that experience and that knowledge and that veteran team and that offensive line that it has been underappreciated this whole year. Hands down, in my ranking, probably one of the better offensive lines that we had in the NFL this year, with Quentin what's his
Nelson.
name? Quentin Nelson leading the pack for that group. And just want to get your feedback on the whole offensive side, Coach John. So
yeah, the Bills are a throwing team. They're gonna come up first down. They're gonna want to throw the ball. Last year they were actually up 16-0. I think a lot of people forget, on the Texans, and they kind of let the foot off the gas and they slowed down. And because of that, because they got a little more conservative, they lost that game. So they're explosive, and the stats represent that. And I don't know, Coach Tom, if we have the rankings on the strength of schedule. I don't know if that's something we could pull up or not, but I know the Bills. I know the Bills, though. Just kind of looking at mine, they had a pretty tough schedule. I think they were ranked, I want to say 8th in strength of schedule. They played some really good teams, the Steelers, the Rams, the Seahawks. They played a lot of good teams. But a lot of people right now are very hyped on them. And they're very hyped on them because last week they dropped a 56 on the Miami Dolphins, who's desperately trying to get in the playoffs. So a lot of people, a lot of bettors right now are all over the Bills, right? I've seen many websites right now.
6.5 points.
I've seen many websites where these experts are saying, oh, they're about to blow them out, right? They beat the Broncos by 21. They beat the Patriots by 29. They beat the Dolphins by 30, right? They beat the Steelers by 11, the 49ers by 7, and all this. And I just need to, slow the roll a little bit on everyone, right? The Bills are a good team. But those 3 teams they played the last 3 weeks, even the Dolphins, I was never high on. All right, and I'm not high on what they've been doing lately. I think there's a lot of hype on them, but when they actually play teams that are a little gritty, like the Titans, like the Chiefs, right? Like even the Cardinals, who can get gritty sometimes, they seem to struggle, and those are their losses comes from those 3 teams. I think the Titans had, if I could pull it up correctly, they had rushing. Let me see here what they had. They had
And
rushing, I think,
while you
130
look at that,
yards that game. Yeah. It,
and
yeah. Go ahead.
great point, Coach John. And that's a game I feel like the Colts have been, you know, a spotlight hasn't been recognized of the rushing game. They actually, again, have one of the best offense lines, like I mentioned earlier in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And, hands down, Philip Rivers, he is the leader of that team, and that veteran quarterback of Philip
Yeah.
Rivers can slice and dice the
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills, which will go over the defense rankings, which really did struggle in the run game.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's a big aspect, folks. This isn't going to be a high scoring game. This isn't going to be a 70-point game. This is going to be most likely the Colts trying to control the clock and trying to run the ball and keeping Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and all these weapons off of the field, which is really
Mm-hmm.
what the Colts need to do, is maintain the time of possession on the offensive side.
Yeah. No doubt. And I think their game plan has to be that if they want to win. They can't have a duel back and forth with the Bills. They're going to be left behind. Josh Allen's just going to throw for 350, 380 yards if they try to throw the ball every play. Right? The Colts
Yep.
are going to come out and they're going to run the ball and they're going to shove it down this semi-weak run defense of the Bills. And I don't know if we're going to jump into stats now. Of kind of the stats that matter, right? The stats that I really ranked out of everything that mattered to me. So let me just kind of, I don't know if we're ready for that, Coach Tom.
Go for it.
All right. So I think one of the big keys that matters to me in the Colts offense is Jonathan Taylor. He ran for 280 something against Jags last week. When he's in
It
the
is the
game,
Jags, though.
it is the Jags, but when he's in the game, they tend to win, right? When they give him the rock, when they feed him the rock, they tend to do very successful in that offensive performance for that game. Right?
Question:
I know, yeah,
What's his yards per average?
his
I, be-
yards
I believe
per
it's like
average.
5.2. But
Yeah, it was like 5.2 as a
league average was what? 5.5? No, it's way lower than that. Top is 5.5. League average is 4.8. So, folks, another big
yeah,
key fact right there. We have a top performing running back with a top
uh-huh.
performing offensive line going against a weak defense, right?
Weaker. They're solid.
Weak.
Let's not get it wrong. I'm not big. I'm not big on them yet. They haven't proved anything crazy to me yet.
Do you
Um,
think? Do you think? Do you think they're a championship defense that we've seen over
no,
the past generation?
no.
No,
I think
right?
it has to be the offense that carries them through the playoffs. It has to be. The
Exactly.
defense, they won't be able to hang.
Exactly.
Um,
And keep going, Coach Sean, with your
yeah.
stats
Well, I just pulled up
topic.
Jonathan Taylor, and his yards per average, rushing yards per attempt, is a solid 5. Right. He he. I think he missed, I believe, a couple of games, and I could figure that out as well. But when he was not in the game or when he was not getting the carries he deserved, they struggled, and it was clear as day. I think early on they tried to get Marlon Mack a little bit more touches, so it did affect Jonathan Taylor,
Which made
right? And
sense. I mean, it's Marlon Mack, right?
yeah, he's definitely a good player, but Jonathan Taylor is a typical Wisconsin running back that if you give him the ball enough, he will get you over 100 every game, right? And I think in the games, these split stats that I look at right now, last against Jags, he had 30 for 253, right? That's just a crazy number. I
That's
get the
unheard of.
Jags, but
It's
that
Derrick Henry
means
level.
that just shows me too that their O-line is humming, right? It's not just the running back getting that; it's their O-line is creating those holes, creating those separation in the split zones, creating the holes, the little tiny little creases that Jonathan Taylor needs to get you 4 to 5 yards, right? And that proves to me something that if you give him the ball enough, he will be successful. And
Do you think a
yeah,
piece of that is timing and chemistry?
oh
You
yeah.
being an ex football player and being a current defensive coordinator, how important is that? Especially as the offensive line from your perspective.
Well, I know the offensive line, they want the running back to know where the hole is going to be, right? I think the biggest thing that happens with O linemen is that they see the running back going the wrong hole, right? It's supposed to be designed as a cutback to the backside A, and they keep going to the front side B, or some little kind of mistake that
Not
running
having that
backs,
vision, right?
yeah, not
That
having the vision.
feel.
And it takes time for running backs. Running backs need to get the ball. It's kind of like LeBron James needs the ball to get his rhythm going, right? If you get Jonathan Taylor's
Number.
rhythm going, right, he will find the extra holes. He will tire down this defense, and he will make them pay. And I don't know if we have actually, yeah, it says right there. It's going to be 23 degrees tomorrow, right? And people say, oh, it's a dome team going to a Buffalo, cold morning game. They're not going to be able to keep up. Well, one, Indianapolis is fucking freezing. And I'm sorry, my language, we can cut that out. We can bleep it out. It is cold in Indiana. Right? They're used to it. Yeah, they play in a dome. Great, right? But they have away games where they do great. And these guys are going to be gritty. I know cold weather is meant for the run game, right? It's not meant for the pass game. Wide receivers get their hands a little cold, right? The shit slips out of their hands. They don't want to get hit, so the quick passes are going to be a little more protective as a wide receiver. And not to mention, Diggs and Cole Beasley both have not practiced fully this week, right? So they both have lingering injuries that they're gonna have to deal with at a 10 a.m. morning game that's 23 degrees. That's not fun. And I know Diggs is used to it playing in Minnesota, but it's not fun having a tight muscle trying to run,
Not at
your
all.
4.5 speed, getting tackled in that cold weather. So that's something that could actually affect the amount of points these teams score. Yeah, and I don't know if we're ready. So yeah, first point, Jonathan Taylor matters to me. All right. Just a couple other stats. Philip Rivers pocket time. We'll just stick with the Colts offense. All right, averages 2.3 seconds per pass, not play action. It's only on a drop back pass, either 3-step or 5-step. All right. They are 50% on first down. So they're going to either run the ball or pass the ball. They're split even, which is great because now the defense doesn't know what they're going to do. But also allows the run game to kind of open up because now the defense coordinator doesn't know if he should worry about the pass or the run. So what that means is now Jonathan Taylor, where is this? I think it's on the defensive one. But Jonathan Taylor is now going to be able to create. Cut this out. Cut. My bad. I think mom got corona. I'm trying to find. Oh, it's Bill's defense. So yeah, I don't know how to structure these points really.
And then just be like it. And then be like, how many more points do you have?
Remember what?
More points do you have?
Well, I have all these.
And then maybe you can be like, maybe it's a good time we can start talking about the defensive rankings because this is another big key stat that I want to point out or whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, I just have stats through Bill's offense, Bill's defense, Colts offense, Colts defense. So, not all of them are killers, but some of them matter. Like the Colts defense. I want to get to that one, or this Bills defense. All right.
Yep.
I don't know how we continue there.
Just say 3, 2, 1.
I know, but where were we at? We were at.
Oh, what?
All
right, let's start wrapping this up. We were talking about the video. This one.
Oh, we're so far away. All right, keep going. All right.
So so where you cut it at is you're going to talk about the Bills defense, rush defense, right?
Bills
Jonathan Taylor.
All right, sounds good. All right.
So say 3, 2, 1, and then you can kick it off.
All right. 3, 2, 1. So the Bills defense, this is a big stat. This is why Jonathan Taylor matters. This is why on first down, the Colts having a 50-50 run the pass ratio matters, right? Bills defense, they're giving up 5.1 yards per first down rushing. All right, so think about that. Every time the ball's given on first down against the Bills, the other team's getting 5 yards rushing. All right, and that's against all the teams, good or bad, that rush the ball. And that's pretty significant to me. I think first down will dictate whether the Colts can stay in this game or not. Right? If the Colts can get 5 yards per game, per play on first down, that sets up Philip Rivers to have plenty of options on second down. If it's 2nd and 5 with Philip Rivers, he'll get you the little dink and dunks that will get the extra 4 or 5 yards and get a first down. He'll slow and methodically take a drive and get it all the way down the field. Hopefully knock it in. That's where he did struggle, is the red zone. But he will slow and methodically take the ball and march it down the field if Jonathan Taylor can get 5 yards per play, right? And that's where we go back to, dictating the tempo and dictating the game. Well, if you shove it down their throat, spend 7 to 8 minutes on a drive in the first quarter, set that tempo, which I can see Philip Rivers doing. I can see the Colts doing with Jonathan Taylor and the offensive line, right? If they can do that and set the tempo early, that shows the Bills like, oh shit, well, are we going to keep throwing the ball? We're going to run the ball, and bam, you get a quick 3 and out, right? Now the Colts have the ball again first quarter. They're up 7-0 with that long-ass drive. I can see that happening, right? I can see that happening, and all starts with first down, all right? And that's kind of one of the bigger points I have. It's first down is going to be the key, right? Jonathan Taylor matters. First down for the Colts on offense is going to be huge. If they can get 4 to 5 yards per play on first down, expect them to have a great game offensively tomorrow.
Great insight on the Colts, Coach Sean there. And let's kind of take a different aspect and just to add on about the Colts, right? So just kind of recap about everything of what we just explained to everyone here, is that the Colts really need to control the run game. The Colts need to control the clock, and there might be an opportunity that the 6.5 points is not going to be 6.5. You think it might be closer than that or larger than that?
No, I think it's gonna go up to 7 tomorrow, and I would recommend. Okay. Or actually, I think it'll get up to 7. I think everyone's on the Bills bandwagon right now. It's at home. It's cold. Like I said, the dome stat is always a thing in the NFL. So I expect that to get up to 7 tomorrow. If not 6.5, we'll probably stay there then.
Okay, so let's spin it now, right? Let's take the other side now. Let's talk about Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Let's talk about Josh Allen and his 4,620 yards of passing yards that he had this year, and the new pickup of Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley. I feel like the Bills actually took a look at their gaps and their major issues that they're having with their teams in the past year, which was receiving and getting targets for Josh Allen. And they actually, had a great offseason, in my opinion. And the reason why they had such a great offseason or the reason why they have such a great record this year was due to their offseason, their pickups that they had. And, Josh Allen, one of the best arms in the leagues, you know, um, from a defensive standpoint, it's pretty balanced between the two teams at the end of the day. And, I really think if the Bills can actually pass the ball on the Colts, it's going to be a blowout. And Josh Allen has that capability. He has showcased that. This team has showcased that this year. You know, that's kind of my spin on it. I most definitely think that it's going to be a really good game. From offensive standpoint, there's going to be a lot of great plays tomorrow, and I'm really excited about it to get watching it. So,
Yeah.
Sean, your opinion on the Bills offense and the Bills in
Yeah.
general?
Well, the Bills, Josh Allen has that many yards because they took a very analytical approach this offseason. All right. They had
Okay.
success last year. They had the pieces. They didn't have the superstars like they do now, but they had the pieces. And I think any NFL team, especially in Buffalo or any small market, they need to get more analytical. Right? And analytics right now in today's football is saying that you want to pass the ball on first down more than you want to run the ball. Right? The Chiefs are a prime example. You get more yards, you can produce more yards by throwing the ball. Right? Even if you get two incompletions in a row, that third play, if you get a completion, well, you have a first down, right? If you run the ball, you might get stuck, you might get stuffed, and you don't get as many yards per play, right? So they took that approach. They're like, all right, let's do it. We have a good quarterback now, O-line solid, right? Let's throw the ball. If it's a medium, a short, a deep ball, let's throw the ball on first down. And that's what they do. On 60% of the time on first down, they will throw the ball, right? And they have a good line. They have a really solid line. 2.6 average pocket time back there, so he has enough time to get at least two reads in. Right, he's only pressured 20.6% of the time.
Wow.
I believe that's ranked like 22 or 23. So he has a solid line, right? And they're not going to get a lot of pressure on him tomorrow, especially the Colts D line. A big stat that I saw was, Bills are ranked number 1 third down conversion at 49.7%.
Wow.
49.7%. 50% of the time they
And
will get a first down on third down. Isn't that crazy?
ladies and gentlemen, that number right there
Yeah.
is really remarkable. It
Yeah.
like typically you see those numbers in the 30% range. A
Yeah.
decent
Or
team is
low
like
40s.
35, 40%.
Yeah.
50% of the time, that's unheard of.
Yeah.
That right there is what an offense needs to be.
Yeah.
And
Analytics definitely help that out. Definitely help them get to that point. Another cool stat that I found was Josh Allen has a 72.2 completion percentage against a 4-man rush. So when he doesn't get blitzed, he has a 72.2% completion percentage. So it shows me that he's going to have the time tomorrow. Right? I know the Colts defense line, they don't blitz. First of all, the Colts, I think only 20% of the time they blitz. And they normally on on all the pressures they only get their 1 out of 4 times they'll get to the quarterback on a hurry. All right, so they're going to struggle holding the Bills in the passing game, right? But what kind of always gets me back to the Colts is really they have speed. Right? They're not meant to stop the Titans. The Colts are not meant to stop the Titans. They don't have the beef in the middle. The linebackers are a lot faster than they are stronger, but they do have the speed. The outside linebackers are solid outside linebackers, right? Darius Leonard, he's fast enough to cause any pass to the slot to be batted down or make a play. Right? They have speed side to side. They don't have girth, right? And that was my point last time. Um, that they're not meant for that, but they're meant for sideline to sideline speed, and they can handle the quick passes of the Bills. They could rally up, they can secure the tackle, and they can make it a low scoring game. Right? I'm not saying bet the under. I'm not saying anything like that, but when it gets to the goal line and the space shrinks a little bit, right? They don't have that running game to kind of throw it down and running into the end zone. So they're gonna have to rely on the passes. I think they're quick enough to shut them out, and not shut them out, but they're quick enough to stop them from scoring a touchdown and hold them to more field goals tomorrow. Right? I just had that kind of vision happening. Right. Um,
All right, Coach Sean. So for this segment, let's go ahead and go over the keys to get a win. So let's first start off with the visiting team, which is the Colts.
all right. So we know we need them to run the ball. They need to get 45 yards on the first down for them to be successful. All right. Here's a stat that I could throw at you. All right. On second, 4-9. All right. 4-9. The QBR of Philip Rivers is a 122. Right. So you could tell they opened the playbook up. Right. Another stat is Philip Rivers needs to get protected well. Right. The Bills like to blitz. Right. I think they're 3-2 blitz to normal rush. Right. So they're gonna be blitzing tomorrow. Philip Rivers has a 112 QBR against the blitz. Right. He's one of the best at seeing the blitz coming, checking it down quick. Right. So I expect them to take advantage of the Bills when they do blitz. All right. And then third down, the Colts need to convert better. Right. On third down, their conversion rate is 22 ranked. I think it's 39.6%. They need to do better if they want to have any chance of winning tomorrow. Right. So those are three keys. Right. Get to that second down mark, 4-6. Right. 4-7. Right. Get a 4-yard gain on first down. Right. Protect Philip Rivers on the blitz, and let Philip Rivers kind of take over the playbook on third downs and take those shots and get the first downs, right? Sustain the drives. That's what they need to do to win this game.
And let's do the other side now, Coach Sean. Let's do the keys to success for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, the keys for the Bills is to stick what they do, right? Throw the ball on first down, throw it on second down. Don't try to be cute and run the ball on first down and then run the ball on second and throw it on third. You're not about that offense, right? You're not going to run down these Colts defense, right? They're going to shut it down. They have the speed to handle the running back of the Bills, right? So throw the ball, right? Stand back there. You have plenty of time. The Colts aren't going to pressure you. They're not going to blitz a lot. You're going to have plenty of time to pick apart this defense, right? Just don't be cute like you did last year. Last year they got cute when they're up 16. If they do that again, I could see the Colts slowly getting back in this game if they get a lead early on. So just do what you guys do. That's all it is. And convert. You're gonna have a 50% chance of getting a first down, third down. So just make it manageable every time. You'll probably get a first down. And lastly, just become healthy. I don't know, just Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley, they need to be healthy for tomorrow's game for the Bills to be successful.
Very nice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. What everyone has been waiting for. Our picks of the game. And Coach Sean, if you may, go ahead and pick your picks of the game and pick your over and under.
All right. So, hear me out. I get the fact that the Bills have a high powered offense, right? I get the fact that a non-dome team is going, or a dome team is going to a non-dome place. I get that. I get it's gonna be cold, kind of Buffalo weather. Right? I get Josh Allen's in his third year playing at a prime level. But when Diggs and Beasley aren't in the game, that offense slows down, right? It slows down a lot. And I don't know how well they're really going to be tomorrow after coming off an injury that is so affected in the cold that I think it's a quad and I think Diggs is a quad and I think Beasley is a hamstring. Those things don't just, go away during the game. Those will be affected the whole time, right? I could see them two not playing as well as they should and the offense struggling a little bit. All right. Again, the Bills are going to throw the ball. The Colts will run the ball. And yes, Anthony Costanzo is out for this game. They're starting left tackle for the Colts, but the backup is nearly as good on rating on PBR, right? So, like I said, I think first down's gonna be huge. I think the Colts are gonna run the ball. They're gonna get 4 to 5 yards. I think Philip Rivers is gonna manage this game properly. He doesn't want to go to Indianapolis to not win a playoff game. He's going there to win, right? And this Colts defense has been top 10 all year in stopping the run. And if they could somehow figure out a way to use their speed and stop the offense of the Bills, I could see it being kind of gritty slugfest type of game. And I have the Colts, and I'll pick them +7, and I would take the under. And I expect it to be a nasty kind of gritty win for the Colts, 21 or 24-21. Also, a fun little bet, a fun little, quick little bet that I would have that I would encourage would be a first quarter take the Colts. Right, I looked at some weird stat. It was like on the first drive, the Colts averaged, I think, 5.5 points per the first drive. That tells me that their first 10 plays are dynamite. Right, they know how to beat this defense. They're on roll. They know where to throw. Those first 10 scripted plays, they know how to attack the defense. Right, so I like first quarter on the Colts tomorrow. I think it's a good side bet. I don't know what the point is. Maybe it's like 1.5 or point
Yeah.
+2 or whatever it is. I like that for like any values kind of side bet that you all want to try. I would definitely recommend that.
Very nice. And from I like that pick. I do. And the reasons why is I don't feel like Josh Allen is a veteran quarterback. And I think the difference tomorrow isn't going to be Josh Allen or Philip Rivers. I think, like you mentioned, Coach John, it starts up front and it starts with the rushing game. And if the Colts set a presence up front early on and they control the clock, they get those 5 yards, they feed the beast, I think the Colts are going to do it. And I don't think that it's going to be a 7 point. I think having +7 with the Colts is nothing but value right there, especially on
Yeah.
the stats and the data points that we brought up and the facts that we brought up in this presentation. I like it. I'm going to go Colts +7, and I'm also going to go under as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we really do appreciate your time and making it through this our first video, our first YouTube video, and Coach John bringing out his Colts mask.
Hey, got to
And you
jump
know
on the
what,
bandwagon.
guys?
Let's go, Colts.
But guys, if you like this, it really does help us, especially being our first video. Give us a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, everyone, and see you in the next video. This is Coach Tom and Coach John. See you guys later.
Right.
Cut.